Good morning. It is Thursday, the 14th of May. I'm John Hiley. I'm here in Fairmont, Minnesota. I'm a pastor at Grace Lutheran Church, and I'm here just with a word of encouragement. My hope every day is to help people remember that God's love is with us always, and that in all circumstances we are called to be church together. Part of being church is growing and learning brand new ways to care for one another. We live today with a pandemic that has changed so much and is going to continue to change so much of our lives. So I want to encourage you today with words that Paul shared with a church in a town in Greece called Thessalonica. And these words are words of thanks for this church. He wrote a couple letters to this church. And I'm going to share first from the Message translation by Eugene Peterson, and then from the New Revised Standard Version. So Paul writes, you need to know, friends, that thanking God over and over for you is not only a pleasure, it is a must. We have to do it. Your faith is growing phenomenally. Your love for each other is developing wonderfully. Why, it is only right that we give thanks. We're so proud of you. You're so steady and determined in your faith despite all the hard times that have come down on you. We tell everyone we meet in the churches all about you. So I want to think about Paul as a pastor and a missionary who traveled around the world in his day. And he traveled from Palestine, Israel, and Jerusalem to Damascus in Syria. He traveled further east. He traveled north into what we call Turkey and Greece. He eventually ended up in Rome. And Paul, this traveling missionary, this traveling person spreading the word, had words of encouragement for every church that he had contact with along the way. And a word of gratitude oftentimes came along with the words of encouragement. And today I'm thinking what it means for me to give thanks for the brothers and sisters who are part of the church I'm part of, Grace Lutheran Church, but not just part of Grace, part of this broader church, part of the priesthood of all believers. Each one of us having a royal calling to share the good news of God's love present with us in word and sacrament. Each one of us having this calling, not just pastors, but all people sharing in this calling. So I'll read now from the New Revised Standard Version. Paul says, we must always give thanks to God for you, brothers and sisters, as is right, because your faith is growing abundantly, and the love of every one of you for one another is increasing. Therefore we ourselves boast of you among the churches of God for all your steadfastness and faith during all your persecutions and the afflictions that you are enduring. So today, there's affliction. Today, there's challenge. Today, we are learning to be church in a brand new way that we might slow the spread of a virus, that our neighbors might be safe. We are praying for wisdom for ourselves as we learn what it means to personally act in such a way that we might slow the spread of a virus, what it means for us to distance ourselves physically, what it means to wear a mask out of courtesy for the safety of others, what it means for us to not gather together in great groups, that a virus that will spread among us might be slowed, that there may be time for people to be cared for in hospitals rather than a surge that overwhelms medical systems. Keep on praying too for wisdom, not only for yourself, but for leaders around the world, leaders in our community, in every congregation, leaders in states and cities and nations around the world. Pray too for those who know grief and loss this day, for those who do know affliction, for those who die this day. Pray that the peace of Christ may dwell in us and that we may be a people who share that peace and love with the world. Thanks. Be back to see you again tomorrow.